then visit the Tantalizing Tony Wrestling Show. He is endorsed by many different superstars from many different promotions. He travels across country to major events with promotions such as WWE, AEW, MLW, NYWC, Impact, and so much more. You'll never know if he's in your city unless you hit that subscribe, like, comment, share, and the post notifications so you never miss a video every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tantalizing Tony doesn't do it alone. He has the best producer in the house, Kira. Tantalizing Tony always has a great time with the fans, no matter what arena or event he goes to. Be a member of the Nation of Tantalization by subscribing. It's always a great time as we connect people through wrestling.
Thanks for checking out the channel, and as always, do I do best, and that's stay tantalizing. What? Forget that. What's up, everybody? Shut up, dogs. What's up, everybody? It's me aboard of Tantalize One, bringing Anthony right now. Let's get to the business at hand.
Yo, it's going down, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is a Raw show, but we wanted to get this in quick because it has boiled over. It's going to be insane what we're going to talk about right now. So more details from Frightful Select from the AEW fight backstage. Lots of rumors and details about the AEW post-scrum skirmish have emerged. I'm not going to read it word for word. I'll read a little bit of it because it is a paid wall thing, and I know how much it is to get people to pay for that, so I don't want to steal everything they're doing. But after CM Punk scrum, he buried.
I pay for it.
All right. Well, I mean, a lot of people do, but after that, after he buried Colt Cabana, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, and others, returning backstage, there was told it was an altercation that has occurred. The EVPs, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, were still in the building and were told that there were numerous people that had to intervene. The situation got foggy. Wrestling Observer CM Punk started issues by swinging at Mac Jackson of the Young Bucks. Punk's trainer, Ace Steel, this is what I'm going to paraphrase, essentially threw a chair, hit Matt in the face, or was it Matt or Nick?
It was Nick.
Nick hit Nick in the face, essentially knocked him out, or put him out. Then he shot on Kenny. He was pulling Kenny's hair and biting him. Then more people got involved. They had to be separated. Essentially a giant fight broke out. And this is not kayfabe. This is a shoot, brother. This is 100% legitimate. This is not storyline driven. Tony Khan has to take charge here, and he has to pick what side he's going here because it seems like the locker room is not pro Punk. Essentially, I will try to play devil's advocate a little bit here. Punk is under the impression that the EVPs leak stuff to dirt sheets, and the leaks end up sparking up stuff he didn't want to talk about with the Colt Cabana thing. So he fell back into a wall and used the platform of the post-scrum to bring it to talk about it. I'm not fully putting Punk at fault here because I know if I was getting my name dragged through the dirt, I would defend myself. You know what I mean? Like I would say something. So it just seems like a lot of little kid drama, and it's involving some of your top talent in your league. If Eddie Kingston got suspended for 2 weeks for pie facing somebody, I can't imagine what gets handed down here. And one of them is your world champion.
Yo, it's crazy. I reported this live this morning, just a little snippet. I also had some clips of the actual media scrum in case you guys didn't see it. Hold on, this is it right here. This is, guys, I'll get it for you. Please bear with me. Just walked in the door. I'm doing a million things today.
Agree to go or I have an email where he says, and I quote, I agree. I have an email where he invoiced, have every receipt.
Sorry.
Oh my God. I have every receipt. I have every invoice. I have every email. I have an email where he says, and I quote, I agree to go our separate ways. I will get my own lawyer. You do not have to pay anymore. That's an email that I have. The only reason the public did not see is because when I finally had to countersue him, through discovery, we discovered he shared a bank account with his mother. That's a fact. And as soon as we discovered that fact and we subpoenaed old Marcia, he sent the email, oh, can we please drop all this? Now, it's 2022. I haven't been friends with this guy since at least 2014, late 2013. And the fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him. And the fact
I don't hear anything.
what did I ever do in this world to deserve empty-headed spread lies who call themselves EVPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a media that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. And if y'all are at fault, fuck you. If you're not, I apologize. But
can you pause right there real quick?
I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck like Hangman Adams.
See what?
He's not wrong. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want this Colt Cabana thing to come out, and he at the point where now here's the thing, just from looking at things, right? So initially reported that CM Punk was being a crybaby, doing what he has to do, backstage politic and everything like that. Colt Cabana gets fired. He gets blamed for it. He's saying he has nothing to do with it. He has all the receipts proving why he has beef with this guy. He doesn't care what he's doing. There's two sides to every story. I'm not saying I'm full Team Punk, but I would say the same thing if I went through that situation with that guy.
And you're not wrong. Richie.
I agree with Anthony. You have to I think sometimes you got to say something. I do respect that. The other stuff that allegedly happened in the back is uncalled for on both parties. I think Tony Khan could have did better at shutting this down a little bit because this overshadowed anything that happened on the card. Who remembers anything on the card but this now, you know? And I think it's at the end of the day, you can't say this is a work because this is too ridiculous to be a work. This is not a work. And if it is, it's a horrible work because this is way too far. And I think AEW is losing steam. I think people are interested because of all this shenanigans, but Tony Khan has to put his foot down at some point and stop being such a fan of his employees and separate business from fandom and pleasure. So that's my take. And I don't know. I don't know what happens here. Do they rush the title change? What do they do?
You can't do that. You can't rush a title change, but let's play the rest of it. Turn up. Somebody's got background noise going on.
Go out on national television and fucking go into business for himself. For what? What did I do, Dave? What did I ever do?
I can't hear it.
It's not his position to make it very fucking clear. There's people who call themselves EVPs that should have fucking known better. This shit was none of their business. I understand sticking up for your fucking friends. I fucking get it. I stuck up for that guy more than anybody. Okay?
That was
I
me.
paid his bills until I didn't, and it was my decision not to. If you have a fucking problem with me, take it up with me. Let's fucking go. When it came down that he was going to sue me, I asked to talk to him. He refused. I asked for mediation. It was denied. I offered him money. He said it was not enough. He went ahead with the lawsuit and sued. It's his fucking funeral. I don't care. He shares a bank account with his mother that tells you all you need to know about what kind of character that is. I wanted to bring a guy with me to the top that did not want to see me at the top. Okay? You call it jealousy, you call it envy, whatever the fuck it is. My relationship with Scott Colton ended long before I paid all of his bills. I haven't had anything to do with Scott Colton in almost a decade. Probably wanted nothing to do with him even longer than that. It's fucking unfortunate that I have to come up here and speak on this when I'm on my time and this is a fucking business. Why I'm a grown-ass adult man and I decide not to be friends with somebody is nobody else's fucking business. But my friends, if I fall backwards, will catch me.
He does have quite the potty mouth.
CM Punk.
When you're hot, you're hot. I ain't mad at it.
Listen, I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan. I wore this shirt today to troll everybody because I knew it was going to be news. But listen, I broke this news in the morning. I was one of the first people because I have Fightful Select. I was one of the first people to break this in the morning, like at 6 o'clock, and it didn't get no traction. And now everybody's, oh yeah, this shit is a ultimate SHIT show. There's some unprofessionalism going on backstage, and there was a comment. Hold on, Sideshow on Acid said, all parties involved should be suspended on fire. I know nothing about running a large wrestling promotion, but someone is with 35 employees across 3 businesses. I can't imagine this nonsense. And can you imagine this happening in your job? If this was happening in my job at the bus yard, there'd be no bus drivers tomorrow because everybody involved with this will lose their freaking job. Now, I don't know who's in the right or who's in the wrong. Here's the problem. There is no leadership backstage. And you know where that starts? With Tony Khan. Tony Khan is such a fanboy. And as I was watching, I watched the whole media thing. I just took those clips. He was sitting there like, oh, I'm sorry. What the?
He was shitting his pants.
He's scared like a little. Would you think? Let me ask you a question. You guys can say whatever you want to say about Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Do you think Vince McMahon would sit there and let his talent run his mouth like that and not take full control? Like, who the hell do you think you are?
Well, here's the thing. This is why they don't do post press conferences in WWE. They started doing it a little bit with talking smack and post show Raw, and Miz got real at one time, and they never allowed it ever again because it was good television. But that's the thing, man. If you go back and you watch later on in that press conference, Jericho comes out. Jericho essentially said, we need to get to a point in this locker room where you got to treat it like Vince. Love him or hate him, this shit wouldn't go down in the and that's essentially what Jericho said. He says, someone asked him what was said at the talent meeting. It has been reported it happened, what was said. And he essentially said, connecting people, I would strongly disagree here. This is definitely not work. People got hit in the face with chairs. Like if this all just disappears and nothing said of it, I may agree with you. But this is physical assault at this point. This could be charges. But where I was at? Oh yeah, Jericho essentially said it's none of anyone's business what was said in that meeting. But the biggest thing we said is we need to keep stuff in house. And as soon as that meeting was over, it was all leaked to the dirt sheets. That's the problem in this company right now. He goes, the young guys need to stop being the young guys, and they need to And then Punk even said, he goes, Hangman Adam Page sits in the back and says, I don't take advice from people. He goes, imagine you saying that to a veteran back in the day. Like, I don't take advice from people. Like, ugh, not a good look for Hangman.
Who did Hangman say? Hangman said that.
Hangman said in an interview to somebody that he doesn't take advice from the older guys.
Listen, this is the problem. This is why you can't run a rinky-dink organization and think you're going to make it. Everybody, let me just say this to everybody, and I hope the people are listening because I am not hoping for AEW's demise. I love AEW. I love we have an alternative. But if you people who ever said AEW is going to take down the WWE, and it's people in this stream that watch this channel on a regular basis, AEW is the best thing happening. They're gonna put Vince McMahon out of business. Listen, the only person that can put Vince out of business is Vince. And even though he's out, the company's still there. There is no way. And tantalizing means no way that you're ever gonna take WWE down because they can't even get their ducks in a row backstage. They've got people walking out. They've got talent yelling at other talent. They're people cutting promos on live TV, going in business for themselves. This is the ultimate crap show in professional wrestling. And guess who benefits? We do, because we get to eat our popcorn, eat our chips, and enjoy all of the news and all of the content we have. Now, back to what Connecting People to Wrestling says. I respect this man more than anything, but this is not a work. And if it is, they done put the wool over everybody's eyes because people are been hit, people been assaulted, people are upset, money's on the line. You've denigrated people's mother and father. I didn't know Cole Cabana had a bank account with his mom. I mean, be a man, Cole Cabana. I'm just saying.
Another thing here too is if you look at any time in sports or when you put grown men and women with egos, and thing, every dream team had issues because when you pick the best of the best of the best and put them all in the same locker room, the reason they hit the best in their field is because they did a lot of things and they have a certain mind state to think they are the best to be there. And when you put 13 people in a locker room who all think they're the best and there's no give and take, friction happens. And one or two things have to happen here. When the NBA Dream Team with Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, all those people, they literally got into a gym, kicked the media out, locked the doors, and said, we're playing, and we're going to fight each other, and we're going to talk trash, but at the end of this gym session, we bury it right now. Maybe that's what this needed in this locker room, was some people to throw some gloves off, but something has to give here because you can't put some of the biggest minds and egos in one company and not expect something like this. This is why some people are like, why would you bring in this talent? Because those talents don't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's not always about bringing in the best names. There's a reason why some names go out there and never come back. And you're thinking, they were so good. What happened? They might have been a problem backstage.
Richie?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not a work. This is definitely real life. This is a real life scenario here. And like, I just think it's all around the board. It's a bad look for AEW, in my opinion. It's a bad look. I think it's going to turn some people off, rub a lot of people the wrong way, especially, how Tony Khan deals with this, the aftermath of this, who gets suspended, who gets fined.
Steele's taking the fall. He's taking the fall for everybody. He's going to be the Triple H.
There's a rumor he was biting somebody's leg or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Regardless of what he did or didn't do, he's the patsy right now. He's the patsy. They got to put it on somebody, a non-talent, because here's what you got. Here's what you can't have, guys. You can't. Let's see if this goes back to Adam Page or to the Bucks. More importantly, the Bucks or Kenny Omega, who are executive vice presidents. How does that look to they don't have a board of directors, so there's no board. But how does this look to just the mainstream media, just the casual fan? If I'm a dad of a kid, right? A little kid that watches wrestling, Michael doesn't really watch. I'm like, I don't want you watching this crap. I'm turned off. Now, because I like drama and because I'm the kind of guy that salivates over this is good for my channel. Listen, let's go. Anthony says, go live. Richie, this is so crazy. You both were texting me at the exact same time, along with Syndro. Syndro was like, what the F? Anthony's like, go live now. Rich is like, read this.
What time in the morning? What time in the morning did I make you that graphic?
That was early. It was very early.
Like 4 a.m. I made that graphic.
You know what? I didn't see it.
By the way, I want to do one of these real quick.
I didn't see it till after because I already made a graphic. If I just saw that, I would have put that up first. Probably got me some more views. But listen, guys, this is what you guys got to realize. Stop pitting one company against the other, okay? You don't, AEW is the best. It's not the best. Oh, I only watch WWE. There's 2 companies for a reason. Well, there's more than 2 companies. There's a lot of companies for a reason because they give everybody else something else. But you tell me this. I never heard about this in WCW, TNA. You always have that. No.
Yeah, it's happened. Chris Jericho fought Goldberg.
But
Bret Sean fought Bret, or Bret beat up Sean.
And Bret punched Vince. But I'm saying to this extent where that the CEO or the person in charge doesn't have control on what in the blue heck is going on. It's a problem.
I like how they said in the one report, they said that no one can tell Tony what was going on because he didn't have his phone. And I was like, He picked up his phone, missed press conference, and texted Chris Jericho to come do the press conference. He had his phone on him. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird situation, and it really comes down to Tony Khan here. When discipline actions get handed down, and he has to essentially pick a side right now, and depending on whose side he picks, could be very interesting.
What?
I don't see Punk ever coming back to the E. I think this is Punk's last dance. He makes problems here and disappears. He's gone. No one's taking that guy, and he's too proud to go to the indie scene. He'll just disappear.
But maybe, and I'm gonna
if they take the older guy's side here and they let go of a Kenny Omega and the Bucks, which I highly doubt would happen. I mean, Bloodline versus the Elite. Give me that.
Look, I don't want
the
to.
Usos versus the Young Bucks.
CM Punk has definitely, he has put a bad taste in my mouth. But I will say this. I give the guy credit for two things. Number one, he speaks his mind. He's not afraid to speak his mind. I don't know if his fist can back up his mouth, but he did say, if anybody has a problem in the back, come see me. And maybe somebody came to see him. We don't know. That's number one. Number two, Punk is not the excuse me. Punk is not the main problem. Yes, he has an ego. Yes, he's opinionated. Yes, he wants things his way. But Tony Khan knew this and knew of all the backstage shenanigans before he got there when he signed him. Everybody knew when Punk came, he came for the money and he came for the title and he came for what he came for. Everyone knew this. The problem is this. Tony freaking Khan. He's a fanboy. He doesn't know what he's doing. Just because you run the Jaguars, have a soccer team, that's your daddy's money, Tony Khan. You don't. And I want to say something. Not this.
He let a lot show too when he showed that he was upset that Clash of Castle and Worlds Collide ran on Labor Day, and no one ever ran wrestling on Labor Day until us, and I'm not gonna take this shit. Like, he's letting the show that's bothering him.
It is bothering, but I'm gonna say something else. That whole media scrum. Listen,
they gotta stop them. They gotta stop them. They're too exposed.
It is, and I'm gonna tell you right now. Let me tell you the media scrum works, everybody, in case you know. There's an application to get your AEW press pass, and it's random, or so they say. I like to know how certain people got back there to ask the question they asked. There was some very reputable people back there, and there was some.
Dave Meltzer was there. Brian Alvarez was there. What's her name?
Izzy.
There was a bunch were there.
Excuse me.
Izzy, yeah. Izzy.
We said reputable.
She's reputable.
Oh,
Sean Ross Sapp shares her stuff all the time. She gets a lot of play.
I know. And there's some people back there that didn't belong back there, which my point is this. I'm not saying that against Izzy, don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is that these media scrums were supposed to make us look legit. And all it's done is backfire because Tony Khan doesn't know what he's doing.
They try to do what New Japan does. I'm sorry to cut you off. They try to do what New Japan does, where they try to implement real world stuff in their press conferences. But your problem is when Jericho comes out and does a non-kayfabe press conference and essentially says that, MJF is such a nice guy and he's going to be a huge baby face, that shouldn't be said in your press conference. Once again, match of the night the people who had the match of the night also had the best press conference when it came to the scrum because they did it in kayfabe, and that's Keith Lee and Swerve Scott. Keith Lee sold me this pay-per-view, man. For a guy who I said had no personality, fucking love him because he did exactly what he was supposed to do in that press conference. He was playing the good guy, and Swerve Scott's like, line him up. I'm sick of it. Everyone's saying who's beating us next, and no one can do it. Put whoever you want in front of us. This is a joke. I hate this. And he walked away, and he did it in full kayfabe. Loved it. That's how the press conferences should be done. If you watch the New Japan press conferences, every single person does them in kayfabe. There's no real life situations there. It's done in kayfabe, and you push storylines with your press conference.
That's true. It's just you're giving away your storylines. Now we know MJF is planning to be a babyface. Basically,
Jericho essentially. You had a guy come and shoot on everybody. You had Toni Storm who did the cool thing. Like, she's just like, I'm glad to be here. I love being here. She was the brand ambassador. Swerve and Keith Lee did a complete kayfabe press conference, and then Jericho just pulled the curtain aside even more and said, "Here's all the stuff we're planning on doing."
Yeah.
I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
Essentially just said that MJF, when he came back, he knew he was going to be cheered. He's going to be a giant baby face, and pretty much said like how MJF is worried about being a baby face, that he doesn't want to do it because he's afraid he can't. Like, put way too much information out there on behind the scenes stuff of MJF that people did not need to know. he was trying to be a nice guy and like make MJF a real person, but MJF works really hard to not be that person and not show that side of him. And Jericho let too much out the bag there.
Too much out the bag. Look, this is an unraveling story. Just so you guys know, we're going live for Raw shortly. You guys ask some questions in the chat. I just literally walked in the door. Let's get Kira's take, because Kira has no skin in the game and she can care less about this backstage crap. But you saw the media scrum last night because you helped me do the video. You see what's going on. What do you think about this backstage unprofessionalism? Big grown men fighting and CM Punk and this guy biting this guy's ankle and some guy getting hit with a chair. What do you think?
I don't really know anything about this. I was kind of hoping that you guys would go through a timeline of everything that went down
last night after the show.
So CM Punk and Colt Cabana have been friends for a very, very long time. CM Punk left WWE, did a podcast with Colt Cabana, and said a lot of things about WWE that then they turned and sued him. Not only did they sue CM Punk, but they sued Colt Cabana for defamation and all the stuff that he essentially leaked about what was going on at WWE when he was there and talked about his bad times in the company. CM Punk went on to pay all of the bills for everything that went down and paid lawyer fees and legal fees. And something along those lines, their friendship fell apart. And essentially what CM Punk said is what went down. He stopped paying his bills because him and Colt Cabana had a falling out, and they haven't talked since 2014. Colt Cabana gets hired to AEW because he doesn't have a home in wrestling. A couple months later, CM Punk gets hired. People are thinking it's just going to be a problem. It's something they watch out for because it was a big deal. After Colt Cabana's contract gets let go, he's let go from the company. They released him, or they did not re-sign his contract. A bunch of people in the back went and protested and said, "No, we got to keep Colt Cabana. He's a good guy." The EVPs essentially to what CM Punk is saying happened is that the EVPs, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Hangman, were all Team Colt Cabana and went and leaked it to the dirt sheets that that CM Punk was politicking to get Colt Cabana fired. CM Punk is saying he did not do that. He doesn't care about Colt Cabana. He doesn't give a shit what he says, what he does, and essentially defended himself on the allegations. And here we are.
I honestly think it's quite immature for a lot of people. I don't know who's in
that's the cliff notes of it. There's probably more I'm missing out on, but that's the cliff notes.
I don't know who's in fault for all of this starting off and everything. But at the end of the day, it is a business, and I think when you're backstage, you need to keep it professional, no matter what's going on with whoever you have drama with outside of the workplace. Backstage is still a workplace. So I think that all of them need to, and it shouldn't have gone public either. I don't know who made it public.
CM Punk thinks that somebody backstage leaked it to the dirt sheets and made accusations that he was the one causing all the problems backstage. So essentially, he used the press conference as a platform to say, if someone has something to say, come to my face. This is not me. I don't care. And he goes, if you want to air out dirty laundry, because Hangman Adam Page went out and aired his dirty laundry out in a promo. So then he went out and aired and called Hangman out on his promo. And that's what started this ball even more. And essentially Punk just had enough and went to the press conference and went nuts.
This is quite embarrassing, actually. I'm not even interested. If I'm like a normal wrestling fan who doesn't even look too deep into the backstage stuff and just watch what goes on TV, what airs on TV, I wouldn't even know what these promos are about if they're just bringing their personal conflicts onto their promo on air. That's embarrassing for them all, honestly, I think.
I couldn't agree more. Here's the thing, is we're, like I said before on this channel, we are in the minority. Us as the smart fans are, and I'm not saying that you're not a smart fan here, but you more lie of you are a fan of what you're seeing presented to you on TV. You don't read dirt sheets. You're not into that. So that's where I think you have a good view on what's going on, a good view on the show. It's because you don't involve yourself in those dirt sheets. You can care less about their history. You can care, like, you're a younger fan, so you don't know that history, and you're the majority of wrestling fans. We're the minority. The fans that know all this backstage drama and bullcrap that we can talk about it, but the people who are paying the tickets and the people who are buying front row, most of those people are the ones who are making the companies run. Like when Triple H did the CM Punk thing, he goes, if you don't like it here, leave. People do like it here. When WWE was at its lowest point and people hated it, the smart marks hated it, those fans loved it. They loved what they were told because they just buy into what's happening on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Wolf with $10 super chat. Thank you very much.
Killing it, man.
We'll get to your comment first. Cody Rhodes literally funded AEW to not go back to WWE after years of fighting to get his name back. Left AEW to go back. I think Punk will be back in WWE eventually. I don't think he'll be back in WWE.
No.
I
think this is his last run.
Yeah, definitely. Triple H said second chances anyways. Second chances. He's had third chances, fifth chances, 10th chances.
First of all, thank you, Grandma Daisy, for the super chat. And thank you, Black Wolf, for the super chat. We haven't got a lot of new ones yet, but we're going to still hit you with a Mikey. I know some of you have seen it. It's creepy, but we like it.
I just sent you a link. We were talking about on the podcast a couple weeks ago about Connor's Cure and how I said I used to have the bracelet and I lost it. And every time you go on Connor Cure's website or you go on WB, they don't sell Connor's Cure stuff anymore. There's no T-shirts. There's no nothing. You can't get anything. That's changed. Head over to WB shop right now. I just sent Tony a link. You can do a screen share. But T-shirts are back. The Connor's Cure bracelet is back. There is a donation tab for $1 you can do, and the pins are back. So the Cure magnetic pin, as well as a championship mini replica title belt for Connor's Cure. So if you want to grab some merchandise and swag, I know we talked about it, and it was something said in the chat that like we all said we missed it. It's back. Go grab it.
Also, talking about Connor's Cure, if you want to also do something with Connor's Cure, you join the Mania Club. Mania Club deals with Connor's Cure directly as well, along with the V Foundation, and they do a lot of stuff. You guys see my Mania Club jersey back here. They donate time, money, energy. You guys join Mania Club. There's a questionnaire to join. It's a great club. A lot of things. They do giveaways. Put in there that 10 Lives and Tony sent you, and they will accept you off the bat. What time is it? It's 7.
Probably kill this stream and then come back as a Raw stream.
Guys, don't forget to hit the likes. The Raw stream is set for 7:45. I'm going to literally just get situated. I was out. I've been running around while I was actually enjoying myself for a change. But
how dare you?
Like, no. And I needed it too. Sometimes you need your people. Tune back in at 7:45.
Bring a friend. Share this on your Facebook wall, your Twitter, your social media. Say, hey, come watch Raw. Good people. Let's hang out. Let's have a good time. Let's get some big numbers tonight. Let's build our community. Let's have some fun, and let's do some cool shit tonight.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys, just so you guys from yesterday, that stream is still moving. We're at 1,600 views from yesterday. And right now, this is just a quick video. We're almost at 200. So the channel is literally starting to move. We got more. I've had if you look up here, you can't see it, but I can see in the corner how many people watching live. And usually on a Raw night, it jumps in between 30. People jump in and out. We're at 55 right now.
Love it. You guys are killing it, man. Thank you.
You guys are doing great. Tell me, Anthony. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
That's it. Just bring some friends tonight. Let's have some fun. Let's hang out. It's 3 hours is a long time, but it's a lot more fun when you're hanging out with your buds. And let's talk some wrestling and have a good time tonight.
Guys, grab a drink. Grab a
drink. Come back tonight.
Say it again.
We get the Monster Move Man back here tonight in the WWE.
Guys, grab a drink. Oh, man, Black Wolf. Jeez. Read that one, Rick. See that?
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my light. We'll always remember Triple H has pulled off miracles before. Some of them involved the Hall of Fame alone. Scott Steiner was banned from the WWE. Sure. I think at this point, if CM Punk does leave, I think his ego will not allow him to do anything else.
Miguel, shout out to Miguel, who ran a great tailgate yesterday in Chicago. at All Out. Miguel, we're gonna be going back live at 7:45. This stream's about to end. We're gonna talk about this stuff some more and all Raw and everything. Maybe Braun returns tonight. We'll see. Listen, I only got what 7:45, guys. I gotta just get situated. Have to see Mikey. Let me do that. Richie, thanks for coming. Anthony, thanks for coming. We'll see you back here at 7:45. I'm not doing a whole thing. Guys, see you soon. Do what I do best. And then when they do, and that stay tantalizing. See you at 7:45. Bring a friend, you sons of guns.